Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered where the years went? One moment you're chasing toddlers around the house, juggling work and dinner and birthdays. And the next, the house is quiet. Your joints are a little stiffer, and your days feel like they're getting shorter. I remember one morning, just an ordinary Wednesday, I sat at the kitchen table with my cup of tea, and something hit me like a wave. When did I stop believing I deserved to be happy? We spend so much of our lives giving to our families, our work, our responsibilities, that somewhere along the way, many of us forget that we're still allowed to dream, still allowed to laugh, explore, grow, even at 75, especially at 75. That day, something changed in me. I realized I had more life to live, and not just survive, but actually enjoy. And today, I want to talk to you, heart to heart, about that realization and how it shifted everything. This isn't just my story. It could be yours too. Maybe you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, or that happiness is something reserved for the young. I want to gently challenge that today. Because let me tell you, happiness isn't a prize you win at the end of life. It's something you choose, right here, right now, in the little moments. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can reclaim your joy, reignite that spark inside, and truly believe, deep in your bones, that you deserve to be happy, no matter what your birth certificate says. So don't just watch a piece of this video and leave, my friend. Every single thought I'm sharing with you is like a stepping stone. And the real magic only happens when you stay for the whole journey. So settle in, stay with me right to the end, and let's walk this path together. And hey, if you truly believe that God gives us the strength to care for the body and soul He blessed us with, and if you believe in the power of lifting others up, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. When you do, you're not just supporting this channel. You're spreading hope to someone else who might be sitting alone with their cup of tea, wondering if their best years are already gone. Your simple click might be the reason someone finds the courage to keep going. Now, isn't that a beautiful way to make a difference? So let me tell you what happened that day. I was sitting in my garden, watching the wind play with the leaves, and it just washed over me. This quiet, powerful truth. I don't need permission to be happy. Not from the world, not from my past, not even from the calendar. I only need to give that permission to myself. And so I did. I decided that I would stop waiting for special occasions, for someone else to make the first move, or for everything to be perfect. I decided I would start small, with one gentle walk each morning, a short chat with an old friend, a book that made me smile. I started letting joy in through the cracks. From that first quiet moment in the garden, things didn't suddenly turn into sunshine and rainbows. Let's be honest. But what did happen was that I began noticing how many little joys I had been brushing aside, like the sound of birds in the morning. My knees still creaked. Yes, even that, because it reminded me that I was still here, still moving, still able to take another step. And those steps started adding up. One of the first changes I made was allowing myself to say yes more often. Not to everyone else. I've done that my whole life, but to me. I said yes to sitting out on the porch longer than I should. Yes to dessert once in a while. Yes to dancing to an old favorite song, even if no one was watching and I was a little offbeat. You see, happiness doesn't always come in grand, dramatic gestures. Sometimes it's in the quiet rebellion of giving yourself permission to feel good again. The second thing I did was stop apologizing for my age, for the lines on my face or the stories in my hands. I stopped treating my years like a burden and started seeing them as a badge of honor. Because every wrinkle I carry has a memory. Every scar has a lesson. And when I changed the way I saw myself, the world started treating me differently too. I stood a little taller, smiled a little more, and guess what? People smiled back. And here's something else that might sound simple, but it changed everything. I started talking to myself the way I would talk to a dear friend. No more inner voice saying, "You're too old for that," or "What's the point now?" Instead, I asked myself, what would bring me joy today? And I listened. Whether it was trying a new recipe, learning how to use my phone better, or just sitting quietly with my thoughts, I followed that gentle voice. Now, I'm not saying it was easy every day. Some days, I still felt the weight of old regrets, of lost time, of missed chances. But instead of letting those feelings drown me, I learned to acknowledge them and then gently turn toward the light. Because happiness isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing to look for the good, even on the hard days. And that's where something truly beautiful started to unfold in my life. As those days unfolded, with more smiles, more deep breaths, more moments of simply being, I found myself rediscovering the kind of joy I hadn't felt in decades. Not the kind that comes from things or achievements, but the soft, lasting kind that fills you from the inside out. It's amazing what happens when you stop chasing happiness and simply allow it to walk beside you. One of the most powerful shifts came when I started reaching out, not because I needed anything, but because I realized that connection is part of what keeps us alive inside. I called up old friends I hadn't spoken to in years, joined a local group for morning walks, even started helping out at the community center. And you know what? I met others just like me. Folks who had quietly convinced themselves they were past their prime, only to discover they were just getting started. We laughed, we shared stories, and most of all, we reminded each other that we still matter. It made me realize that happiness doesn't grow in isolation. It blooms when it's shared, even if it's just a smile across the street or a kind word to a neighbor. We're not meant to live life on pause just because the world has gotten a little quieter around us. No. This chapter of life, this beautiful, rich, and meaningful chapter, is still ours to write. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, it's too late for me, I want you to look me in the eyes through this screen and hear me clearly. It is not too late. As long as you're breathing, you have time to feel joy, to learn something new, to love more deeply, and to wake up tomorrow with a heart full of hope. That's not wishful thinking. That's your right. So today, give yourself permission. Permission to let go of guilt, to forgive the past, to embrace where you are. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Step outside and feel the air on your face. Choose one small thing that brings you joy and do it. Then do it again tomorrow. Because your happiness isn't just possible, it's deserved. And if this message touched your heart, please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what happiness looks like for you. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more gentle encouragement, real talk, and simple ways to live a joyful, empowered life at any age. Here's to living your best life. Not in spite of your age, but because of it. You are never too old, too late, or too far gone to feel alive again. So go on, my friend. Choose happiness. You deserve it.